Brakati Yahweh, Brakati Yahushai, Brakati Yahweh, Brakati Yahushai, Brakati Yahweh, Brakati Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Rachakodash. The blessings to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone True Well. Salutations to the hopefully elect out there, you Akim to Sadakim, that do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity. Okay, I'm the priest Shaman. This week's topic is going to be going into Matthew's the 26th chapter, Passover. This is one of the scriptures we read, one of the chapters we read, along with Exodus 12, during our Passover ceremony. And, you know, there's other camps out there that kind of treat the Passover in a jovial, festive sort of spirit. But, you know, the Lord's Passover is the template. I mean, even though the first Passover should be the template, which is a solemn assembly, it's serious. It's not something to be kept jovially. Has it been kept that way in the past? Yes, you do have accounts. I believe during the time of Hezekiah. Why? Because they found particular manuscripts at the time that taught them how to rehearse the Passover, something they haven't kept in a very long time. So it was very sentimental in that way. But, you know, the Passover should be kept as a solemn assembly. So, without further ado, let's go into Matthew's, the 26th chapter. It says, and it came to, Matthew 26:1, and it came to pass, when Yahushua had finished all these things, he said unto his disciples, this is read now, ye know that after 2 days is the feast of the Passover, and the Son of Man is betrayed to be crucified. Right, so the Son of Man is betrayed to be crucified. So right now, Yahushua knows what's about to go down. He knew the prophecy, understood the prophecy that he would be betrayed, okay, and offered up. 3. Then assembled together the chief priests and the scribes and the elders of the people unto the palace of the high priest, who was called Caiaphas, and consulted that they might take Yahushua by subtlety and kill him. Right, they wanted to take him and kill him. Wow, what good priests, huh? They wanted to take him and kill him, and they wanted to do it by subtlety. Why? Because they wanted to avoid a riot. You know what I'm saying? They didn't want. Our people were known for doing riots and uproars and shit like that, so they know if they came and took Yahushua up, it'll be a big riot. It'll be a big riot out there in the streets, man. You know, Yahushua did have a lot of followers as well. And of course, they wanted to kill him. It says, 5, but they said, not on the feast day, right? We can't do it on the Passover, lest there be an uproar among the people, right? Unless the people start rioting and shit, like, yo, what the fuck? You trying to take a man and kill him on the Passover? So they was really plotting on him. They was plotting on how they was going to snatch the Lord up and kill him. Now, when Yahushua, that's wild, man. It's the Lord's own people, bro. Israelites plotting. Now, yeah, that's why we say there's a 2/3. Now, when Yahushua was in Bethany, in the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box, alabaster box. What does that mean? What is an alabaster box? A box made of alabaster in which unguents are preserved. Okay. It's the name of a stone, properly an alabaster box, that is by extension a perfume vase. Oh, of any material. Okay, because I know she kept a very precious oil in there. Okay, so there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head as he sat at meat. Right, so she anointed his head with a very expensive oil. It says, but when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, to what purpose is this waste? Right, so one of them was saying, like, damn, that's an expensive ass oil you putting on his head, man. We could have probably used that for some money. You know, Judas was probably thinking that. For this ointment might have been sold for much and given to the poor. When Yahushua understood it, he said unto them, why trouble ye the woman? For she hath wrought a good work upon me. For ye have the poor always with you. Yeah, so the poor is going to always be with, you know, a lot of these Jake said, "Oh, can we get our people out of poverty?" Nah, man. There's always gonna be poor people, bro. This how it is until the kingdom come. Then there shall be no more poor amongst our people. It says, "For ye have the poor always with you, but me ye have not always." Right. So that's a very good point. You know, like, yeah, we got it. You could have took care of the pole and sold that oil for a bunch of money, but you're gonna always have the poor. Yahweh Shai, this is, you know, it's 2 days coming up to the Passover. You know, he's about to go. It says, "For in that she hath poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this that this woman hath done be told for a memorial of her." Right. So that action she did is still being spoke about to this day. You see what I'm saying? It's still so. And think about it, like, you know, even if you were sincere trying to sell the oil whatsoever and give it to the poor, nobody remember that. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, her giving up, you know, this expensive oil and putting it on, anointing the Lord's head, his body. Anointing the Lord's body. Hey, man, that's still talked about millennia after. It says, "Then one of the 12, called Judas Iscariot, went unto the chief priest and said unto them, What will ye give me, and I will deliver him unto you? And they covenanted with him for 30 pieces of silver." Right. So Judas Iscariot, you know, went over to the chief priest and said, "Look, man, I'll deliver him up. What you gonna give me for it?" He said 30 pieces of silver. And so that's, you know, Judas Iscariot being a zealot, you know, I get, you know, he was trying to force the prophecies. He was trying to force the Lord's hands, thinking, you know, that he knew the power that Yahweh Shai had, that, you know, if I force him up there, then he's going to bring the Romans down and all this thing's going to happen. But that wasn't the case. You know, but everything was set up in the spirit anyways. It was promised for Judas to do that. It was all set up in the spirit. I mean, it's a suck-ass lot. You don't want to be that lot, but in the grand scheme of things, you know, the Lord understood, like, this is what this man was set up to do. He's gonna do this no matter what. There's no free will. And, you know, like I said, you don't want that lot, but prophecy's got to get fulfilled. It says, verse 16, "And from that time he sought opportunity to betray him." Right, because remember, they wanted to do this thing subtly, right? So if they had one amongst the 12 that could, you know, tell Yahweh Shai's move, his whereabouts, you know, maybe we could, you know, catch him off guard, catch him at night. And that's what they did. They popped up on them at night because they knew where it's going to be at. Okay. It says, "And from that time he sought opportunity to betray him. Now the first day of the feast of unleavened bread, the disciples came to Yahweh Shai, saying unto him, Where wilt thou that we prepare for thee to eat the Passover? And he said, Go into the city to such a man, and say unto him, The master saith, My time is at hand. I will keep the Passover at thy house with my disciples. And the disciples did as Yahweh Shai had appointed them, and they made ready the Passover." Right, so the Passover, you know, you gotta get an unblemished lamb. Now we're not gonna find that. You know, there's particular ways how you're supposed to cook and roast the lambs with everything in it. Again, we are rehearsing the righteous acts of Judges according to Judges 5 and 11. So we just get lamb. You know, we just roast some lamb. You can't have a side and you can't boil it. You know, you can roast it and have it with unleavened bread and wine. That's it. It says, "And when the evening was come," by the way, this is celebrated, commemorated for 7 days. Okay, first night and the last night is also considered a Sabbath of the Lord's Passover. And within those 7 days, you cannot leave anything with leaven in it. Okay, anything containing yeast, right? You know, personally, I'm on a keto diet, so I've been doing that just regardless. So, anyways, it says, "And the disciples did as Yahweh Shai Oh, by the way, if you a brother that is a vegetarian or what have you, or you're a brother that abstain from wine on the Passover, you got to partake of lamb and you got to partake of wine. It says, and the disciples did as Yahushua had appointed them, and they made ready the Passover. Now when the evening was come, he sat down with the 12. And as they did eat, he said, verily I say unto you, that one of you shall betray me. Damn. So, man, that's, yo, imagine where your mind gotta be at, like, holy shit, like, you looking around like, yo, you know, you could cut the tension with a damn knife. It says 22, and they were exceeding sorrowful, and began every one of them to say, unto whom, Lord, is it? It says unto Lakia. All right, let me read it again. Verse 22. And they were exceeding sorrowful, and began every one of them to say unto him, Lord, is it I? Right. So they was like, yo, is it me? Am I gonna betray you? You know, because you know whatever you know this that is gonna come to pass. You see? So you like, damn, is the Lord gonna put that spirit on me? You hope not. So yo, that, you know what I'm saying? That would have fucked with your mind and your head. Like, you don't, that type of shit don't even make you want to eat. You know what I'm saying? So this Passover was very heavy. You see what I'm saying? There was no time to be dancing and being jovial and shit like that with that on your mind. See? Reading on, verse 23. It says, and he answered and said, he that dippeth his hand with me in the dish, the same shall betray me. The Son of Man goeth as it is written of him. But woe unto that man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed. It had been good for that man if he had not been born. Right, like I said, that's a heavy fucking lot right there. Then Judas, which betrayed him, answered and said, Master, is it I? Right, of course he's gonna say that, because everybody else is saying, is it me? Is it me? So he's gonna say, is it me? You know, because then everybody gonna be looking at you like, why you ain't ask? You know, he says, he said unto him, thou hast said. So, hey, I wish I knew, like, yo. Now I don't know if Judas said this to him privately or amongst the 12, but you know, the Lord gave him the answer. He said, look, you said it, you know. And as they were eating, Yahushua took bread and blessed it and brake it and gave it to the disciples and said, take, eat, this is my body. Right, so this is, I believe this is what they do in the communions when they eat them crackers and all that, you know. And he took the cup and gave thanks and gave it to them, saying, drink ye all of it, for this is my blood. Right, so in other words, the Lord is going to be the Passover. All right, he was a sacrificial lamb. His blood will be spilt for the whole, to cover the whole nation of Israel's sins, and through him we can now have salvation through faith in him, actually. Okay, for this is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many for the remission of sins. That many being Israelites, bro. Okay, it's not talking about the other nations, vocab or whoever thinking that. It's just talking about Israel. But I say unto you, I will not drink henceforth of this fruit of the vine until that day when I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom. My goodness, we can't wait for that, man. That is going to come to pass. Yahushua is going to sit down with the 12 at the Passover and fulfill Matthews 26 and 29, okay? That means reincarnation is a thing in the Bible. Regeneration, you come back, your spirit never dies, just in different flesh. And this prophecy will be fulfilled, man. And we hoping and praying that day is going to be a beautiful day. And we pray it soon, man. Most High, Lord willing, the Most High speed this thing up. It says, verse 30, and when they had sung an hymn, they went out into the Mount of Olives. Then saith Yahushua unto them, all ye shall be offended because of me this night. For it is written, I will smite the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock shall be scattered abroad. Right? So the Lord is telling them, yo, y'all all gonna turn your back on me. And this proves that there is no free will. Prophecies, there's no way you could have free will and then say prophecies, the Most High's words can't go out void, because if it can go out void, I mean, people could upset prophecies. You can't. But after I am risen again, I will go before you into Galilee. Peter answered and said unto him, though all men shall be offended because of thee, yet I will never be offended. So, Peter, you coming from a sincere place, but you know, we can't upset prophecy, man. If the Most High's son, Yahushua, said, y'all all gonna be offended, that's what it's gonna be, whether you like it or not. And Yahushua said unto him, verily I say unto thee, that this night, before the cock crows, thou shalt deny me thrice. So Peter, not just because you said that, but Peter, not once but twice, 3 times you're gonna deny me. Okay? Before the cock crow. All right, because when a cock crows, you know, it's morning time. Peter said unto him, though I should die with thee, yet will I not deny thee. Likewise also said all the disciples. So they was all on board, like, I ain't never gonna deny you, Lord. Then cometh Yahushua with them unto a place called Gethsemane, which, let me see, Gethsemane should be, okay, oil press, right? And saith unto the disciples, sit ye here while I go and pray yonder. And he took with him Peter and the 2 sons of Zebedee, and began to be sorrowful and very heavy. Yeah, because, you know, he knew what time it is. He knew what's about to come up. And, you know, that's the flesh. The flesh is just heavy. It weighs down on your flesh, these things, you know. Bogged down in the mind. It says, then said unto them, my soul is exceeding sorrowful, even unto death. Tarry here and watch with me. Right? So he was looking for some comfort. And he went a little further and fell on his face and prayed, saying, O my Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as thou wilt. Right? So in other words, like, yo, if there's another way, Lord, you know, just please let that come to pass. Let this cup pass from me. Verse 40, and he cometh unto the disciples and findeth them asleep, and saith unto Peter, what could ye not watch with me 1 hour? So again, it's late, man. These guys were beat. They were tired. But you know, Yahushua was like, damn, you couldn't even wake up. You couldn't even stay up just 1 hour with me. 41, watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. Yeah, the flesh is weak, man. Your spirit want, just like they talked about, their spirit wanted to, no, I'm not gonna deny you, Lord. I'm gonna ride this, that, and third. But when shit kicked, you know, that fear came, and they didn't do what they wanted to do in the spirit. Again, it all goes back to the Most High's will. You know. 42. He went away again the second time and prayed, saying, O my Father, if this cup may not pass away from me, except I drink it, thy will be done. So he prayed a second time, and he came and found them asleep again, for their eyes were heavy. Yeah, they were beat, bro. They were tired. And he left them, it says, and he left them and went away again and prayed the third time, saying the same words. So he kept praying to the Lord, you know, that the Lord passed this cup from him, that he doesn't have to go on the cross. Then cometh he to his disciples and saith unto them, sleep on now and take your rest. Behold, the hour is at hand, and the Son of Man is betrayed into the hands of sinners. Rise, let us go. Let us be going. Behold, let us be going. Behold, he is at hand that doth betray me. Right? So Yahushua knew what time it was, and look, you know, he prayed to the Most High 3 times and he didn't get an answer, which was his answer. You see, not like Saul. Saul tried to seek out to the Lord and didn't get an answer and took shit in his own hands and did some wicked shit. But Yahushua understood, like, look, man, if If I'm not getting an answer back, I already know what time it is, and you know that's what it was. 47. And while he yet spake, lo, Judas, one of the 12, came, and with him a great multitude with swords and staves from the chief priests and elders of the people. Now he that betrayed him gave them a sign, saying, whomsoever I shall kiss, that same he hold him fast. Right, so basically I'm going to give you a sign. So by the way, this is in the, you see how the Italians go on the cheek and all that? That's our custom. That's what we used to do. That's how we used to greet each other back in the ancient world. You see what I'm saying? And yeah, so pretty much whoever gave a kiss, and that right there, again, this is extrapolation. This is just extrapolation. That kind of tells me through the Spirit that, you know, the other disciples had to have gray hairs. Because if Yahushua was the only one walking around with a full head of gray, you wouldn't need a sign. He would just stick out like a sore thumb. Because I know sometimes you be seeing the depiction of just Yahushua with a full head of gray and the 12 with all black. But again, if that was the case, then Judas could have been like, he's the only one with gray hair, bro. You see what I'm saying? So, speculating as a man, you know, again, just like extrapolation, it wouldn't be too out of the realm to say the other disciples also had a lot of gray hairs as well. You know what I'm saying? All right, it says, now he that betrayed him gave them a sign, saying, whomsoever I shall kiss, the same is he, hold him fast, meaning hold him tight. You know, like fasten your seatbelt. 49. And forthwith he came to Yahushua and said, Hail, Master, and kissed him. Snake shit. 50. And Yahushua said unto him, Friend, wherefore art thou come? Then came they and laid hands on Yahushua and took him. 51. And behold, and that shows you too, man, Judas was a part of the 12. Like, he was a high-ranking individual, man. You see, he did miracles too. But his lot was to betray the Lord. So this truth is, you know, this truth is a heavy thing, man. It says, and behold, you know, that's like, man, that's just a crazy lot, bro. It says, and behold, one of them which were with Yahushua stretched out his hand and drew his sword and struck a servant of the high priest and smote off his ear. I believe this was Peter. You know, I'm reading it in Matthew's. You know, when you read different gospels, like you might read Mark, it'll give you some names and details that Matthew's might have not done, and vice versa. 52. Then said Yahushua unto him, Put up again thy sword into thy sheath, into his place. For all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword. Right? That's how come we live by faith. You see, we know that this man is going to come down and roll on us with Gurgha's troops and all types of shit, but we never advocate, let's try to fight him back with weaponry. If a man, in the truth, owns a firearm legally, that's his business, but we don't advocate for that. We don't say you need that and shit like that. We just going straight off faith, man. You know, because the scriptures tell you that the Most High is going to lift up the standard, man. All right? So you don't need that to be safe. You know, our trust and our faith is in the Lord. You know? It says, 53, Thinkest thou that I cannot now pray to my Father, and he shall presently give me more than 12 legions of angels? In other words, if I wanted to, I could pray to the Most High, and one angel could just wipe out the earth. One angel's like Superman, could just wipe out the earth. But yeah, Yahushua understood the prophecy. Like, this is not the time for that. Like, you get what I'm saying? 54. But how then shall the scriptures be fulfilled? That thus it must be. Right? So in other words, if I did that, then the prophecies will get upset. So I'm abiding by the prophecies, which is I have to allow them to take me up. Okay. All right. So I think we'll stop there. We'll stop at verse 54. Finish the rest tomorrow, Lord will. I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahawashi, Ba'Hashem Rachal Kodash, that belongs to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone True Well. Salutations to the hopeful elect out there, you Akim to Sadakim, that do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity. Shalom.